Yo, what is going on, homies? It's your boy StumpD back from the OPTC video, and in today's video, we're hopping into the Garp challenge worst generation, utilizing the worst generation. So the first team you're going to see is utilizing Kid. That was the team, those are the supports. Let's dive in. So just like I did with the Onigashima trio and the Heavenly Demon 2 Garp challenge, I thought, let's do the same thing. Let's get your guys' opinion on who you guys think is the best out of the Onigashima trio and who does it better. So we are taking the 3 new Super Type Last Tap Legends into the newest Garp challenge that is over here on the global side of the game. And I want to know in the comment section below who you guys thought did it better. So the first team we are utilizing is the double Kid team. So Kid is a really fun legend. The more I use Kid, the more I like Kid. A lot of people sort of undersold Kid when he first came out, and look, I was actually one of those people. I had him on Japan, and honestly, I didn't really use him that much, mainly because my Japan account didn't really have the sort of credentials that it needed to actually use a character like this. But if you do have the box to, like, maximize the potential of a character like Kid, he's very good, and he's a lot of fun, and he can do a lot of things to the team, as he's basically your attack booster, your color affinity booster, your orb booster, and then you can fill the rest of the team out with stuff like utility. You can use it for like healing and whatnot, and you can just sort of abuse that mechanic. But once we hit stage 3, we come up against Bonnie, Apu, and Beads. They're going to give us a right-hand side recovery orbs and left-hand side bomb orbs. And you guys know the drill with this particular stage. Bomb orbs hurt if you don't hit your perfects, and then if you eat the meat orbs, they turn into damage instead of healing. They also make, they remove the sound effects as well. So what we're going to do on this particular stage, we're going to use the bullet special, and that way we should just be able to use bullet to actually just decimate this entire stage. But I do have a little clip at the end of this Kid run. You can actually do this a little bit differently. You don't have to use the bullet special here, it just makes it a little bit quicker. And this is the particular run I wanted to use, but you can actually save that bullet special to the end, as we are going to bypass the normal attacks only on this particular stage against EGOgotic. If you guys have been watching my worst generation videos, you guys will know how much I absolutely hate this particular stage. EGOgotic puts up the damage limiter. Now, if you guys don't know what that is, for whatever reason you haven't run this content yet, basically what it means is that you can only do a certain amount of damage to your rogue, and then it just starts doing nothing. He starts at 500k, goes up to 1 mil, 1.5, and then finishes at 2 mil. And then by that point, you've basically killed him. If you don't kill him by then, he's basically going to kill you. There is one way to cheese it, though. You can use the versatility of Akainu versus Ace. That way you actually get the burn mechanic, and the burn actually triggers at the start of the next turn. And it does a fixed amount of damage no matter what, as you can see there. Very similar to Poison. Poison actually works well too, as well as HP cutters and stuff. But the amount of HP that EGOgotic has, the only thing that we know of right now, besides like getting a lot of HP cuts with something like Super Type Zoro and Kaido, the burn mechanic of Akainu and Ace, and actually removing it with the super typing of Super Type Blackbeard, the V2 Blackbeard. But once we hit the next stage, we come up against Zoro and Killer. Zoro and Killer has 4 turns of threshold, and they do like a bunch of damage on entry. You can't rotate your orbs on this particular stage, otherwise they absolutely cock you. So what we're going to do here is we're going to use a Kid special, going to drop our HP, get the attack boost. We're going to use Jinbei to give ourselves a color affinity boost and remove the threshold. Heal, so we can use another Kid special, and then we can use the Kid super typing to give ourselves a full board of orbs. Now, as you guys will see there, I have the support of Perispero on my Jinbei, and that way we're going to lock our cerebral characters' orbs. And that's all we need. We only need to lock our cerebral characters of Mihawk and Prona and Jinbei's orbs, so that way we can just keep the rest of the orbs, utilize the orb barrier mechanic that Blackbeard actually gives us, and that way we can hang on to a full board of orbs for the rest of the run. You might be thinking, but Stump, Ace doesn't have an orb. Doesn't matter. He's about to get blown away. We really only have Ace here for his burn mechanic and to use his special on this particular stage here. The only thing we're using his special for is to get that chain lock that Ace is so renowned for. If you stay as Perona as well, you are going to be able to take out Blackbeard, as you do have color affinity as well. But you can use a Kid special there if you need to, especially if you save the bullet special. But as I mentioned, you guys will see that little clip after we finish this particular run. So when you get to the final stage, you are going to get captain swapped with your middle row. Now, if Mihawk Perona gets swapped, the run still works, but it does work a lot nicer if Bullet gets swapped. That's why I've got Bullet in the middle right. If you just reload the game, it's going to automatically switch into Bullet, and this run just works so much smoother, especially if you are utilizing his end of turn damage. We are going to have our bottom row characters blown away, but Jinbei is obviously immune to that. And then with Luffy, he basically, he doesn't really do anything. He just puts up a barrier, like extra, like HP barrier. They all become super typings as well, so you are going to do a little bit less damage. But what we can do here is switch with Mihawk Perona, get the conditional boosts. We're going to use our Kid specials for an attack boost and an orb boost. We have the support of Zoro for a chain lock. And with that, Bob's your uncle, we are going to say absolutely goodbye to this particular stage. So we're going to sit through this Kid special. All of these specials just look absolutely phenomenal. I'm a big fan of all these specials. If you guys haven't seen that episode in the anime, make sure to go check it out, because they did this episode some serious justice when it came to the last tap, bringing back the over the top song as well. Just like the nostalgia effect just kicked in so hard, and that episode was actually really, really good. But once we've done that, we are going to basically just tap our way through the HP pool of Luffy, Law, and Kid. Remember, you are super effective in all types with bullets, so you can just easily clap Luffy. And as you can see, like, we don't even attack with one of our units. So that was the Kid team. I'm going to show you one little clip as well for the like end of turn damage that Bullet can do as well. And then we're going to move on to Law. But give me 1 second while we switch over to that other clip. Alright, so we basically popped all of our specials and we're ready to go here. Now, with this particular run, I saved the Bullet special and I used a Kid special instead of Ace on one of the previous turns. So that way I actually get the final tap of Kid here. But as you guys probably saw there, we did a bunch of damage with Bullet. We get the end of turn damage and we just do like 17 mil. You probably don't even need to attack with anyone else. Like, you can just literally go like single tap, hit with Bullet, and then just let it run out. And then Bullet just like end of turn damage will just kill everything. So that was a lot of fun. I thought I'd share that little clip there. Let's move on to the Law team now. Alright, so moving on to Law now, we are utilizing a mono cerebral based team when it comes to the Law team, as well as being mono dex. So obviously these challenges, you do want to keep them in the color variation. So that was the team. Those are the supports. Let's dive in. Now, as you can see, we are using a lot of supports for Law. Like, they're not essential. They just sort of help the run out. And you got to remember, this is sort of like showcasing these units at like their best potential. They might be a better team. And if you guys know of one with Law, let me know in the comment section below. I'd love to see one. But I did want to try and keep it cerebral themed, as like Law's like biggest aspect is the fact that he is a cerebral unit. He does boost the cerebral tag, which is very, very strong. And he also boosts slashes, which is very, very good as well. He has a very, very good special ability. He has a very, very good super typing. But just unfortunately for us with this particular team, he doesn't actually get the super typing here. I did try and include Zoro on the team, the super type Zoro, but I was just finding the run was really clunky, and I figured that with the Kobe that can't be blown away, being a cerebral character as well, it just worked a little bit nicer with Vivi and Rebecca and Sanji Pudding actually becoming captains. You really want to make sure that you have V2 Vivi Rebecca in the middle right as well. That way, if like you get the captain swap to Sanji Pudding, you can actually just reload the game. And just very similar to the Kid team, where you can actually just reload it. And that way you can guarantee the Vivi Rebecca form. But it's not really essential to do so. Like, you should have enough damage anyway. You just sort of like have to change your tap timings and stuff like that. But nevertheless, Law actually managed to do it fairly well. He sort of cruised through it, even though Dex is one of the weaker colors. But if you guys are running Dex, honestly, like, utilizing the double Zoro and the Kaido team, if you guys haven't seen that already, like, I'll try and leave a link in the description or something like that. But, like, go check out that team. It just absolutely cruise controlled this particular Garp challenge. It was just cheese city. But once we hit stage 3, we come up against Bonnie, Apu, and Mr. Capone Beach. Now, if you guys aren't a complete spoon like myself and actually hit your perfects with the Zunisha, it's really not that hard to do. But I think I was cooking dinner while I was doing this particular run. Not exactly the greatest sort of showing for like a video where we're trying to see who does it best. But nevertheless, I've just had so much to record lately that I've just been trying to like get these recordings done and sort of get them out to you guys, so you guys can let me know who you guys think is the best of these Onigashima legends, as they are all very, very good. And like, the more I use these characters, the more I actually start thinking that they are all on the same sort of par. They all do different things and they do different content better, but the more I use them, the more I actually just like all three of them equally. And yeah, I'm sort of coming to a point where I just think that they all are just as good as each other. Once we hit the Heroic stage, you guys know the drill about this stage. I absolutely despise this particular stage. Because there is a damage limiter, it just means you have to hang around here for 3 to 4 turns. It makes this Garp's challenge go longer than it needs to, and it's just very, very annoying. I'm not a fan of this particular stage at all. It's so annoying. And the fact it's against Rogue, like one of the most annoying characters in the entire series as well, like, but this team doesn't have any issues doing damage. You can switch with Vivi Rebecca to get that chain multiplier, and you are going to be hunky-dory. I think one of the downsides that most people like to throw at Law is he just has a lot of access to a lot of very powerful units, yet all those powerful units are dual units, which are just very slow. You do have to switch with them quite a bit, and then you sort of have to sort of make your way through that way. But nevertheless, Law is very, very reliable. He has a lot of very good subs. And because of those dual units, he has a lot of damage output as well. And he just does things very, very comfortably. He keeps himself in a nice chunky HP pool, as a good doctor should. and you can output a lot of damage as well, which is really, really great. So once we hit the 2 million threshold, we are going to take out your rogue, and that way we can move on to stage 5 against Killer and Zoro. Killer and Zoro have a 4-turn threshold, as well as do end of turn damage. They also put up a barrier around Killer as well, so just be mindful of that. But the beautiful thing about the Law team is Law actually has barrier pen, which is great, which means we can just like blast our way through that particular barrier. We are going to utilize the Sanji pudding special on this particular stage to remove the threshold, and then we can switch with Vivi and Rebecca to give ourselves a chain multiplier buff as well. Just remember, on this particular stage, you cannot rotate your orbs. If you rotate your orbs, bad things will happen. Like, just be mindful that bad things will happen. With Kung Fu Luffy, we can give ourselves some matching orbs here. We're going to use our Kobe special as well. Kobe's going to give us an attack buff, and then with the Perispera support, we can lock all of our orbs. And ideally, like, you'll have a lot of orbs here. I got unlucky and I didn't have one on my Law unit, but it's not going to matter anyway when you go into the final stage, as Vivi and Rebecca, when they become your captain, they actually make all colored orbs favorable anyway. And with the Zunisha, you get TND and recovery orbs matching, so like just be mindful of that as well. But as you guys saw there, I totally goofed it and I didn't use the barrier pen of Law, even though I told you guys to. But nevertheless, you have a lot of damage there, and it works actually very, very well, very, very comfortably, and you don't have to worry about it. You can move on to the next stage against Blackbeard. Now against Blackbeard, he is going to blind your recovery for 11 turns and give you the orb barrier, as well as have full immunity, as well, and do a bunch of damage on entry. But what we're going to do here is we're just going to use one of our Law specials. Ideally, I'm going to use my Law because I have the Sengoku support, but it's really not essential to, like, it really doesn't matter too much, to be honest. We are going to use the Vivi Rebecca special as well. Vivi and Rebecca are going to give ourselves an attack boost and an orb buff. Ideally, use the Law special first. Again, I was just being an absolute gremlin and was cooking dinner, so just be mindful that I was sort of making some, like, little mistakes. But as you can see, like, it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, the amount of damage output Law has and the sub capabilities Law has, it's just all these things, even making all these blunders, it just doesn't matter when it comes to Law. He's so safe and he's so reliable when it comes to this sort of stuff that this is why I do think he is the most valuable out of the three. For most players anyway. But as time goes on, I do really like all three of these legends. In my eyes, as I keep rambling on about, they seem very, very on par with each other as time goes on for me. Obviously, everyone's going to have their opinions, and that's the point of this video. I really want to know what you guys think. So let me know in the comment section below if you thought Law did it better than Kid, worse than Kid. When Luffy shows up what he can do, make sure to let me know what you thought Luffy could do, and please let me know what your opinion is in the comment section below, because there is no wrong opinion. We are going to get captain swap to our middle row. Like I said, just reload the game so Vivi Rebecca become your captain if you don't get Vivi Rebecca. We're going to use the Croc special to give ourselves a chain lock on this particular stage. We can get a chain buff as well, and then we're going to use the Law special to give ourselves a 1.75 times extra damage and a 2.7 times attack boost. What you can actually do on this particular stage, if you guys don't have the Sengoku support, you can easily use the support of Zoro on your Law, use the other Law special on the last turn, and then you can get an orb boost for this particular stage as well. But even without an orb boost on this final stage, Law just does so much damage, and because we do have color affinity with Vivi Rebecca as well, we can actually like do a lot of damage to Kid, as we can just tear through his HP as well. Law has barrier pen too, so we can actually get through Luffy, and without the orb buff, it just meant that I could actually showcase the final tap of Law. So that was the big reason why I didn't do it. But like I said, if you have the support of Super Type Zoro, slap it on your Law, and that way you can just like get way more damage output. It's going to be way safer, but for the sake of the video, I just wanted to get that final tap in. So that was the Law team. Worked very, very nice, very, very comfortable, very, very safe. Let's move on to Luffy now, and let's show off what our captain can do. Alright, so let's see what our captain Luffy can do. So, on to Mono quick now. This is the team, those are the supports, let's dive in. Now, I'm not going to lie, putting together the Luffy team was an actual headache. I actually tried to put this team together on stream when I was streaming the initial runs of this particular piece of content. But, in the end, we did manage to find a team that actually worked, and actually managed to work quite well. I don't know if I use the word quite well, but like, it was very intricate, and you guys will see what I mean when we go through the run. As I've been rambling on for this entire video, as I rambled on through Heavenly Demon 2, make sure to leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. I love to see what you guys think, who you guys thought did this particular fight best, who you think who your favorite out of the new 3 legends are, the super type legends anyway, who you like, what you do like, what you don't like. Make sure to go check out the Heavenly Demon 2 video as well. Let me know what you thought about those particular runs in the comment section below. But as I said, I feel like these units are all starting to look like they are on par with each other. They are sort of balanced, and they do work very, very nicely. Something to note about this particular team too is, as you guys saw, we do have the Wonder support on our Nami. If you guys don't have the 6-star Nami, don't stress, you can just use 6+ Nami. Like, it's not that big of a deal. I was trying a different team, and I didn't have a Sabo on it. So I didn't have a wave like for color affinity. So that's why I had my 6-star version of Nami, not my 6+ version of Nami. But nevertheless, it's not going to matter too much. You can just use either or. Once we hit the Bonnie, Apu, and Beach stage, this is where things start to get a bit spicy. We get a right-hand side of recovery orbs, left-hand side of bomb, healing becomes damage, and bombs hurt. So they remove sound effects too, so if you have the Markano support, I totally forgot to include it on this particular run, but you can easily use the Markano support on Shanks' crew, and that way you can actually remove the remove sound effects, and you can just, like, easier to hit your perfects. But as you can see, like, it's not that big of a deal. And you can actually sort of just hit through it anyway, and then, like, kill a poo on the second turn. It's really not that big of a deal. But Markano support would work great there if you don't have a stat booster on Shanks' crew, or if you don't have Markano, what are you doing? Go pick her up from the Rayleigh shop if she's still there. I'm pretty sure she's still there. If she's still there, make sure to go pick her up. Moving on to your Rogue now, the worst stage of this goddamn content. I shouldn't say goddamn. I do apologize for all you religious people out there. I'm trying to be more thoughtful and more respectful, and I do apologize if that offended anyone. But this stage sucks. This stage actually sucks. I hate it. I hate this stage. Your Rogue puts up a damage limit of 500k, 1 mil, 1.5, 2 mil. Once you hit the 2 mil, you can basically kill him. And unless you're using Versa Kano for quick, like, there's no other way around it. Like, it's just as simple as that. For strength, you can use Versa Ace. For dex, you can use Super Type Kaido and, Super Type Zora and Kaido. And for int, you can remove one turn with the super typing of Blackbeard, but that involves a lot of stalling. For Sai, I don't know a way of actually getting around it on Sai, so if you guys do know a way to get around this stupid debuff for Sai, let me know in the comment section below, because I would love to know how to just absolutely just tear your Rogue's head off. He's like one of my least favorite characters in the anime as well, so like the fact that it's on this stage is just it's just even more aggravating, to be honest. But nevertheless, once we hit the 2 million, your Rogue's HP is going to wither, and we can take him out. Get off my screen, Rogue. Just get off, go, just go. Get off my screen. Get off. Thank you. I have to sit through that like every single time I do this content as well. It's a nightmare. Once we hit the stage 5 though, we come up against Zora and Killer. They have 4 turns of Threshold, as well as having a barrier on Killer for 3 perfects. They don't let you rotate orbs too, so just be mindful of that. If you rotate your orbs, you are going to be down for a bad time. But the beautiful thing about this particular team is we have Ace Sabo and Shanks' crew. Utilizing Ace Sabo and Shanks' crew is really, really nice because we can switch with Ace Sabo, switch with Shanks' crew, and that way we can give ourselves a full board orbs. Before you switch with Shanks' crew though, make sure to use your Luffy special. Very important that you actually do that, so that way you get a better attack boost. And then we can use the Jinbei special to give ourselves a chain buff. We're going to wrap it up with our Nami special. Nami's going to give us a conditional boost against defense down, set the defense to 0, and then with the Wonder support, she can lock out orbs. And because we have a full board of orbs, besides the orb on Sabo, she's going to rotate that anyway, and there's a really good chance that you are going to get a recovery orb thanks to Wonder. But what you can actually do there is you can switch with a Shanks' crew first and give them a quick orb. You guys know what I'm saying. Like, you guys will be fine there if you guys manage to do something like that. But getting a recovery orb on Ace Sabo is really, really nice. So that way, no matter what form you're in, you're actually always going to have a matching orb. You can sort of like reload it until you like get a better orb roll as well. But utilizing double Luffy, there's a pretty good chance that you're actually going to get that recovery orb anyway. We're going to use the Shanks' crew special on this particular stage with his switch ability. That way we get a chain lock, we get an attack boost, and we can just devour Blackbeard. It's funny though, because with Luffy, we have our super typings available to us. You could probably use the super typing on the not the Rogue stage, the Apu, Bonnie, and Capone stage, so that way you get a chain buff and actually take them out easier. Because honestly, like, we don't even use the super typing the entire run because we have a chain lock now. It really doesn't matter anyway. So like, look, it is what it is. Unfortunately, it's only a 1.0 chain lock, like a chain boost. Like for Luffy, like it should be like a 1.2 or something like that, you know. But look, it is what it is, and we move on the final stage against the Onigashima trio. They're going to captain swap us to one of our middle row characters. With this particular team, it actually doesn't matter because Ace Sabo is so damn good, Shanks' crew is so damn good. And then they blow away our bottom row. Jinbei can't be blown away, but Nami can. And with this particular team, we're just basically going to move through this, utilizing 5 units. Very similar to what the Kid team did. But we do have an orb boost, we do have a chain lock, and we have an attack boost. So there is that as well. But we're going to finish it off with this amazing Luffy special. Luffy's special, he's a little bit scary at the start, but then he sort of comes in clutch, being the good old Luffy that we know and love. But I feel like Tankman is just like a very, I wouldn't say hated on form, but it's just a form that not a lot of people love to look at, especially with Snake Man running around, especially with like Gear 2, and like, it's just a big old like Unga Bunga form. But look, that's what Luffy is at the end of the day when it comes to this final tap Luffy. With our 5 units, we're going to start on Kid. That way we can sort of hit with our quick units. Make sure to hit with your Dex unit on Law, and then we're going to finish it off with the final tap of Luffy on Luffy himself, as he has that extra HP barrier. But that's going to wrap up the video today, guys. Let me know in the comment section below who you guys did it best. If you thought it was Luffy, if you thought it was Kid, if you thought it was Law. There is no wrong answer. I am just super curious to see what your guys' thoughts and opinions are. Remember, the link for the Heavenly Demon 2 run will be in the description below, as well as some other videos if you guys want to go check that out. But if you guys did enjoy this one, though, while you're down there, make sure to bash that like button for me if you're new to the channel. Hit that big red subscribe button too. But guys, wherever you are in this beautiful world, please remember to enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, I thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Lates!